Okay, this is Stocks Trader for Stoxpoker.com. I'm playing 4 tables of 100, 200 no limit. I am going to play more of a controlled lag style. Upper right with 2-6 I'm going to squeeze. I think a good number is about 16. A little bit of an overbet. 6-2 off, pretty much one of the worst hands you can do with it. Ace-10, I'm actually cold call. The min raiser in the small blind is playing a $60 stack, and I'll have position on him. I can play fit or fold on the flop. A little bit of a loose cold call. I could have just folded out right there. Now that it's checked, I am going to take a stab at the pot. Bet just enough so that if I do improve on I get called by the small stack and do improve on the turn, that I can get him in. So I'm going to bet about 18, about 2/3 pot. And if I get raised, I'll be done with the hand. And he will have gotten max value. But it worked out for me. I took it down. My pre-flop cold call was enough for them, for my 2 opponents to give me some respect on the flop. With more of a lag style, especially in the cutoff and the button, where you're playing a lot of hands, you don't necessarily need to make it a larger raise. Your raise size is partly going to be a function of how often you raise. The more often you raise, the smaller your raise size should be. Because over time, from a game theory standpoint, in the 8-9 hand, the big blind only has 20. So I'm only going to bet 4 as a continuation semi-bluff bet, and if he calls or raises, I'm done with the hand unless I improve. To get back to my thoughts about raise size, the more often you raise, the smaller your size can be. Also, well, I guess in addition to considering how often you raise into your raise size, you also want to consider what position you're raising from. So, generally speaking, in earlier position, I raise less for a couple of reasons. There's more of a chance somebody behind me wakes up with a big hand, and also my hand strength on average is stronger, so I want action. In later positions, I raise more often, so that argues for a smaller raise size, but my hand strength on average is weaker, which argues for a larger raise size because you want action less often. So there's a little bit of a counterbalancing effect at work there. But if I play, say 40% of my hands in the cutoff and the button first in, which is probably not an unreasonable assumption, maybe I'll steal 40-45% of the time if I'm playing a lag style or a controlled lag style. My raise is generally going to be about 3 times.